Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Corporal, bringing you a double Raven review, which multiple Ravens are actually called a unkindness, a conspiracy, or a congress. So here's a conspiracy video. I hope that does not affect me on YouTube. But yeah, let me move Raven aside. But let me first show off my new Moto Blitz. So here is the Nerf Moto Blitz. I just got it. Guess I'm going to use it in the comparison video. Has a shotgun at the front. And it's a strife with a nice... Okay, fine. I thought the stroke was going to be a lot better, but it's like... This thing's huge. But no, it's like... You get the idea. It's like... I am going to need this. Okay, since I saw the Moto Blitz, I was like, okay, I wanted a Raven. I really wanted a Raven. And it was also this, because I'm into real life guns as well. I like how they work mechanically and everything. And I like how Nerf really kind of does have like just similar crossovers, and not just that they're guns and blasters, but it's also like trigger pulls and stuff like that. And I was always on this fence about like bullpups. I do like the P90, but I keep hearing that bullpups are bad. Then I saw the Moto Blitz. I'm like, this is really cool, but I'm thinking this thing must be bad. And then I saw its performance, and I'm like, wow, maybe the Moto Blitz is actually the first ever performing blaster for Nerf. It's just a bullpup, so it performs not as good and all that. So, but I was like, I wanted a Raven though. It's just one of those blasters that's iconic enough that it's like you gotta have, everybody has to have a Raven at one point. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna end up getting the Moto Blitz. Well, I've been meaning to do videos on Fortnite figures, and there was a Raven at Ross. And I'm like, I didn't know how popular of a character he was. It's like, oh, I missed out on this character. I bought Skull Trooper. It was either him or Skull Trooper, or Skeleton Trooper, however you say his name. And I decided I will buy just the Skeleton Trooper. And I was going to probably buy the both. But then I just had to go back and buy him. Well, first thing I saw was a Raven sitting on the shelf. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's the Rayvenfire and everything, but I don't see the Fortnite figures in a normal spot. Except Raven. There he was, just lying right next to it. And all that. And I'm like, okay, I won't get this Raven, I'll get that Raven. I came from the Rayvenfire. But before I left, before I started to leave to go to checkout, I'm like, you know what, I'll take Raven with me. And all that, and I'm like, double Ravens. There's some spiritual. I am a superstitious person, very spiritual. Not like I have crystals or anything like that, but I don't believe in coincidences. And it's like the Raven always gets a bad rap and being like, oh, this is a sign of death and everything like that. But that's in some cultures. In other cultures, it's like, it's just a sign of change. Death is a sign of change. And it's like, it feels like change is coming, whether it's good or bad. And I know there's some bad change coming, but at the same time, it's like, I look at my YouTube videos, it's like, wow, my previous video is over 100 views. And all that. Well, not my previous video, but like a video from a few days ago, compared to my original video. And maybe my luck's finally turning around. But yeah. So, let me talk about this blaster. On all that. And back to the conversation about bullpups. This is a bullpup blaster, which means that the feeding mechanism is behind the trigger. And in guns, that is a plus and a minus. The plus part is that you get the same performance as you will get with a. I believe some of them are select fire, so let's pretend they're select fire for this. You get the same performance as a gun like the AK-47, essentially. You get the performance of a rifle that could be both semi-automatic and automatic, but it's compact, like an SMG. So you get access to both those things. And I use the AK-47 as an example because my Strife right here, I designed it to be like an AK-47 and all that. See if we can get a good look. I'm going to lift up the camera. See. And all that. But even looking at this, the barrel, where the flywheels are and everything like that, it's still longer in the Raven with this attachment. So there is the problem. But that is an example of like, there's the problem, whoops, of it being a Nerf blaster, but also there's the problem. It's not a problem with the regular gun because a longer barrel, so long as it's not extremely too long, actually helps the performance. So you got the blaster overall is a lot smaller, but with real bullets, it has a longer barrel to travel down. And one of the flaws is that because it is longer, the trigger mechanism is a lot harder to use. It's awkward. They're awkward to use, and all that. And sometimes they're not built that well, and all that. And there's also the whole shaping. Something as small and compact as an SMG doesn't, even though it works like a regular rifle, it doesn't feel like a regular rifle. So you're not aiming it like a regular rifle. That's a problem I heard from some people. It's like, oh, it feels like I'm using from somebody I know who owns guns, who owned a P90. He says he hates bullpups. They're awkward. Some of them feel like toys to him. And all that. And it's like you are trying to use this thing for rifle purposes, but you can't it doesn't feel like you're using it for rifle purposes. It doesn't, you just can't get into the groove with it. And I think that's probably a training thing, because while I was playing with this, I did feel awkward getting out the mag and all that, and there was, and all that. So that's a thing about the bullpup. Me, I believe with proper training, I love bullpups. I love them now. My favorite girl on Girls Front Line is the CR-21 bullpup rifle and all that. Also, I need more fan art of her. There's like no fan art. You get a wolf girl and all that with a cool rifle, but no fan art. But anyway, so there's a big flaw with this blaster. They put the battery cage right on where your arm is. It's not comfortable and all that. It's very impractical, by the way. And also, this thing is a bit of a problem. Some bullpups have it. I think this is just too thick. If this was thinner, maybe, or just, I would prefer it to be completely removed. It would be better and all that. But I think maybe it's just a kid-size thing. But then I realized something. This blaster is left-handed. They designed this blaster for a left-handed person. And I am not wrong by that, because, let me show you. Right here. He's wielding it with his left hand. In the picture. It's a left-handed blaster. And when I realized that, I started wielding this thing left-handed. And it's freaking great left-handed. So if you want to dual wield like two semi-automatic blasters, the Rayvenfire is perfect for you, because it's pretty much designed to be wielded left-handed. And it does feel easier to remove the magazine like that, because you got your right hand. And I thought this was a bit awkward to do. When I normally reload, what I do is I hold onto the barrel with my other hand and use my dominant hand to pull out the magazine. So this felt awkward to me, but after fiddling around, I started kind of getting into the groove of it. And again, that goes with the whole training about using bullpups. But because this is a Nerf blaster, having a longer barrel is more of a hindrance. So this thing really just performs like 65 on average. The highest I got was 68, measuring it. The lowest I got was 58. But most of the time it was just 65. So if you want a Moto Blitz with your Raven, yeah. So it's not good for that. If you're like in specified gameplays and all that, game types where you need the Mega Dart attachment and all that, it's not the best blaster for that. So there's that problem. But I do like an attachment on it. This is my configuration if I'm going to use it. While I'm getting my things, because I kept them attached onto the previous blasters. The magazine is pretty great. It doesn't take all magazines though, but I was surprised at how well the 18 round magazine works. It doesn't work if you use it left-handed that well. Well, sort of. The 18 round magazines, the drum mags, those little things, they work really great with the Rayvenfire. I left it in my room. I'm not going to go get it. So you got to take my word for it. This is my configuration for it. I like this attachment. It just makes it look more like a C20, not a CR21, but it looks more like an actual, what you might see. Let me zoom out a little. Yeah. It just gives it that look. And it doesn't really hinder the performance that much. This is something I would use close quarters. Which is great. Again, you're using something that's essentially designed to be a rifle in close quarters combat. Just that versatility. Yeah. Another thing that's weird is that you have this caution thing. There's another one underneath it. I'm pulling it off because it's just peeling. Super old. But yeah. So that is the Rayvenfire. If you find one of these, get yourself one of these. These things are great. These things are... Or get yourself the Moto Blitz if you want. I kind of prefer this one because I like the option of removing the barrel attachment and all that. But for some reason, the Moto Blitz just seems to perform better. So it could be that there is something upgraded within the Moto Blitz. Well, and all that. Maybe the barrel is actually wider, and that's why it performs better. So that could be it. Or it could have been that the people who've been testing it have been using really good batteries. That could be the other solution. It's considering painting this, but I kind of, because it looks good on this, I'm gonna keep it. So let me take that out of the way and talk about the other Raven. So this is the Fortinite Raven, and I got him. Well, I got the Rayvenfire for $23. I got him for $12 at Ross. Okay. It comes with accessories. Let me adjust the camera. So you got, whoops. So he's very hard to stand up. He's very like back heavy. Always falls back and all that. So I don't keep this on. Though it's a pain to get on anyway. It does look cool, but that's just, these cages are his, I like these cages, but that's his back bling. I think that's what they're called. This is his scythe and everything, which is kind of cool. He has trouble holding it and all that, so I think it functions better as a cane for him because he can't hold it that well, but. Yeah, so, but anyway, that aside, So yeah, so every Fortnite character comes with some kind of harvesting tool and all that. Okay, it's a stick. It's just another stick. See about his weapons. This is, I think this is called a hand cannon. I don't know why. I think it's based off a Desert Eagle. Comes with that. This is the best out of his weapons. This is the best one he can hold. It's just like when you get it in there, it just stays on there. It's like clipped on and all that. And I like it the most because he looks. I like this look on him. I like the look of this figure. It kind of looks like a bit like a cross between Nemesis and some evil sorcerer and all that. And I like the face plate that he comes with in the box. He just looks aloof, like he's just staring at you, and then he just goes. I like that. He kind of reminds me of my stepdad's cat, Ziggy, who I call Ziggy Wiggy. She will just sit there, just stand there, and just stare off into space. Don't know why she does that. She's not sleeping. She's staring off into space. If she's not trying to boop the other cat, she's just staring off into space. She's like, and then you call Ziggy. She's like, Hee? She goes, Hee. Really, she does. She just make this little purring sound. This is his other face. He's winking. No, I don't think he's winking. I think he's looking through his scope when he's doing that. And this is his angry eyes and all that. So, and this is his other weapon. This sniper rifle. This is terrible. This thing looks like it's made out of wood. It looks like a practice sniper rifle and all that. And it's a pain to get in his hands too, because his hands are like these gloved things. All that. Oh, I forgot his cube. He comes with a cube. Let me go get it. This video is pretty long, so as pretty long as it is. But he has a cube. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna use this. He has a cube thing like with runes, and he can hold on. There's a little hole in it that he can hold on to it, and it's kind of like this. Yeah, that's my bad. I left it in my room, and this video, I'm low on memory on my phone. So okay, we'll continue. The cube looks cool on him, but it's a big bulky thing. It's like this big. So his articulation, he can move his arms like this. He has a back and forth. He can lift his arms all the way up, but he has these rubber things. So, and for some reason, mine's is super stiff. And these things look like they're going to tear off. See? So, his legs are terrible. They go forward, they don't really go back that well. His feet are terrible as well. It looks like he kind of has digigrade feet. Like that's how he's designed. So he looks like he's always kind of slouching a little bit. I don't know. I just like him just stand like Ziggy. He just stands there and just stares at you. I like that. Well, but cool looking figure, but it's just his articulation is not that good. He's very much one of those things that's over designed to the point that it makes it really impractical. If you ever did cosplay, and it's like the more over designed something is, the harder it is to move around in it. And all that. These just big, beautiful, fancy dresses you could see in anime and all that they're just bad to move around in. Versus just wearing nothing but black pants, black shirt, and just some helmet thing. It's just way better. But yeah, so you got the trench coat, you got armor, you got a scarf, you got it's just an impractical look, but he looks really cool. It gives you this really cool look to it, and I assume he's kind of like a shadow person or something. That's probably why. So sorry about that. I didn't do Raven justice by not bringing his cube, but as a figure, it's like if you like how he looks, you could get him. Just get him at Ross. But if you're like, I'm not too sure that I want to be playing with my figures, I want to be doing stop motion with the figures, he's not a good stop motion figure. Unless you just want just this awkward guy who'll be like staring off space and to just look at you. Well, I hope you enjoy my conspiracy video here. My Congress video here. YouTube algorithm's gonna probably hurt this because I keep using words like conspiracy with Congress. But it's like, that's what two ravens are called. It's a conspiracy, it's a congress, it's an unkindness. I like that. Ravens are cool animals too. They live near my house as well. All that, and I like to see them they just hop around. They just go boop, 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 boop. Thank you very much, everybody. You all have a nice night. Bye-bye.